Matt Aguilar here from comicbook.com. Today I have the pleasure of speaking to NXT Superstar and, of course, WWE's A Champ, Carmelo Hayes. How are you?
What up? I'm good, man. How are you?
I'm doing good. Thank you so much for taking the time. I know it's crazy busy going in the Stand and Deliver.
Yeah, no problem.
Well, that match, obviously, this is a match that people have been talking about for, I mean, probably ever since you two really stepped into NXT. I feel like this match and this back and forth has been kind of on the table, and many have kind of wondered when it would finally happen. And now on the biggest stage of WWE NXT, it's finally happened. You and Bron Breakker over the NXT Championship. When you win, say I'll put that out in the world. When you win, do you feel like it's going to be a true kind of starting of a next chapter for not just you, but for NXT? Because we've seen that also kind of transform and evolve over the last few years.
Yeah, and that's my goal, as NXT champion, is I really want to just, usher in a new era of NXT. It's wild because I'll go back and I'll watch some of the black and gold stuff and I'll see those guys that were champions before the NXT champions. I'm like, man, that's a freaking champion. You know what I mean? That, the Finn Balor's, the Adam Cole's, the Tommaso's, nothing against Bron Breakker at all. But there was a certain level of excellence that you had to be at to be the NXT champion. You know what I mean? And you were just head and shoulders above everybody else in every single aspect. So, I mean, that's something that I want to, bring back to NXT. And again, that's not a knock at Bron Breakker. He had big shoes to fill. With the short amount of experience he had, because I mean, all those former NXT champions were world travel, elite guys like that were just, killers in the ring. So like I said, not a knock to Bron, but I plan on restoring that type of fields of NXT for sure.
Well, we've also kind of seen some of that too with, what you've done with, the North American Championship and, making that feel important. Making it, and Wesley's doing a great job.
Yeah.
There's no knock to anyone, but it's just it was prominent again. It was important, and it felt like, oh wow, like there's multiple titles here to kind of recognize. What will change for you, and how? Because you kind of mentioned like in how you approach it, for whether that's the title itself or whether how you will approach like actual giving people other shots at you. How does that going to work with you as champ? Are you more like the open challenge type person? Do you want it to really feel like it's going to take a minute for someone to really get a shot at you? How are you going to kind of approach that?
Yeah, I feel like with Bron's reign, it was kind of anyone who steps up, I'll break them and yada, yada, yada. But it's like, no. If you didn't earn this, you're not, at the level you should be at, you're not getting the shot. I'll be that champion. I'll be stingy, and I will be, selective and picky as to who I want to go against, because I only want to go against the very best. You're not going to see me against a guy that that you're going to say, oh yeah, Melo's got that one. I want, every single title match to be a challenge to where it's like, man, this might be the one. Melo might not win this one. I don't want any freebies. I don't want any easy, opponents. I want, the best of the best. And there's so many good guys in NXT right now that I can name off the top of my head that are the best of the best, and that have had opportunities, but Bron being the dominant champion that he was, I don't think people believed that he was going to lose. And I expect that, with this reign, that if you're coming to me, it's because you're good enough to potentially beat me. Not that you will, but you have the potential to possibly beat me. So more or less, I'm not giving out freebies. If you really like that, you can come in, you can challenge me. But hey, we got to get the Stand and Deliver first. So I don't want to get ahead of myself.
No, absolutely. It's an important distinction to make too. It's like, yeah, I might lose. I'm not gonna lose, but I might. You just want the fear of it to be there. And Stand and Deliver also has, it's a pretty loaded card. But also there's been some kind of shakiness as far as the NXT Women's Championship, just because of everything that's been going on with Roxanne Perez. We have a match that has a bunch of people who are really like looking to take that shot and kind of take that title in a direction like you want to take, the NXT Championship. Out of the people in that match, is there someone that you feel like is kind of at your level looking to kind of turn that next chapter for NXT in the women's division as well?
Yeah. Probably Zoe Stark, man. Yeah, Zoe Stark is, she's she's not to be played with, man. I have a lot of respect for Zoe and her talent and her work ethic and the way that she moves. So I mean, if I was those girls, I'd be worried about Zoe.
Yeah, man, she is vicious. she's vicious in the best possible way. In the best possible way.
Absolutely.
You know, it was it's funny seeing kind of the internet meme, you know, generator go around, especially around like Royal Rumble time, because we had this really awesome moment between Logan Paul and Ricochet, and it took like 10 minutes for people to start going, you know, we saw that move a little bit before. We saw it with Melo and Ricochet, and people like started sharing that clip, and I felt like that clip got a lot of new love from that. What did you think when you saw us, and what was it like also working with, you know, you've had the chance to work with some amazing people in NXT so far, and then also from SmackDown to Raw. What was it like working with Ricochet?
Yeah, as far as the clip goes, I can't blame Ricochet. Like it was different. But I can't blame Ricochet for doing it with somebody like Logan Paul on that big stage. You know what I mean? Like the only issue I had with it was that, you know, like he didn't get the love and it didn't get the respect that it deserved. And, you know, when I did it we did it in NXT, and it was the one we did is more difficult. You can jump at somebody from across the ring easily. You know, I could do that. You and I could do that. Just kidding.
I was gonna say that's putting a lot of thing.
No, the only reason I'm saying I'm just kidding. I don't want to take away from Logan Paul. That's why I don't want to clown Logan Paul. You know what I mean? Because he's a super athlete. You know what I mean? But like, yeah, that's not easy, but it's, you know, it's more difficult to do, you know, double crossbody. Regardless, good for them. I don't even care anymore. I'm over that. But yeah, as far as Ricochet goes, it was a pleasure to work with Ricochet, man. I learned a lot working with Ricochet. Him and I are very similar in the ring, and more similar than I realized. Our chemistry was great. We had only wrestled that one time. We were in the ring that one time, so it was like we were clicking on all cylinders. Everything was on point. I felt really in there with him, and felt in there with me. It wasn't like a, you know, choreographed type of thing. It was like it was a fight. You know what I mean? We were battling each other, and anything you can do, I can do better. And I'd love to get back in there with Ricochet, and I will get back in there with him. But yeah, it was a great experience working with him.
Well, and recently, WWE 2K2023 came out, and you know, you are, and it's awesome. This year, it's like a big NXT presence, which is really great to see compared to last year. And we're actually getting a lot of people, including you, and people are starting to put you in my faction and universe and all these things. Has it been a little bit of a trip to kind of see yourself in there and see your moves kind of being executed all over the place?
Yeah. I only played it twice. I just wanted to play as my character and just kind of like see it, you know. Yeah. And I was like, beat Bron. Kid. So not. I wanted to play play with my character, but no, I was like super impressed, man. Like they got a lot of my moves like on point. They were doing some of the moves like were just random things that I've just, you know, done in a match, or like random taunts that I've done. I was just super impressed. It is a trip. Yeah, it definitely is a trip. And it's like stepping out of my shoes, like, whoa, holy crap, I'm in the video game. But yeah, I think maybe because this month is so heavily focused on this match with Braun that haven't even really taken it in as like you know, it's kind of like, all right, this is cool, but I got other things that I need to worry about and focus on that were put my energy on. But no, the video game was sick. Yeah.
Well, and you know, you bring that up, right? Stand and Deliver. It's such a big moment. This is WrestleMania weekend. It's the biggest weekend of the year. And, you know, this is a huge moment. You know, these are the moments that, you know, live on in highlight reels and, you know, and retrospectives and all those types of things. And, you know, you've have the chance, you have someone in Shawn Michaels who's been through every single type of these moments and things like that. Have you received any kind of advice? I mean, what is the biggest, I guess maybe not even from Shawn, but just what's the best piece of advice you've received in preparation for this kind of moment?
Yeah, from Shawn, his big thing is always like, you gotta feel it here. Like you gotta let it come from here. He gave me like really good after Vengeance Day and everything. It was like, you know, we had like a, you know, long talk about everything, and he was pretty much like, you know, I don't care what's going on outside. I don't care what's going on leading up to the week. I don't care what's going on, like you this, that, whatever. He's like, when you're in that ring, it needs to come from right here. He's like, every time I went out there, it came from right here. He's like, yeah, they're going to feel that, that's where you need to bring it from. And that resonated a lot with me because it's like, it's true, you're on the road to a big match and you're doing a bunch of media and you have, and then you have, what am I doing for an entrance? What am I wear for gear? All these people are making all these conclusions as to, am I getting called up? Am I going to the hurt business? You know what I mean? So it's just like, there's so much outside. It's true though. Like there's so much outside things happening. It's like, no. Like this is the most important thing. The most important thing is the most important thing. You know what I mean? And that's the match with Bron Breakker in that ring in the Crypto Center, main eventing Stand and Deliver WrestleMania weekend.
Man, the most important thing is that's a shirt. I know you got like 6 ready-made shirts already with the stuff, but that's a shirt. That needs to happen. The important thing is the most important thing. I know I got to let you go, but just all the best success going into for 2023 because we're early in 2023. You walk away as champ. That's a pretty big, it's a pretty big starting, I guess, like starting gate to open up the year with. If you do, what is the next thing for you? What is that thing for you to aspire to? Is it, what is the next thing on the bucket list for you?
Just to have the most successful defenses and with that NXT Championship, and just to be, it's crazy because like I said, haven't even got to Saturday yet. I'm not even thinking past Saturday. So it's like for you to ask me that question is like, I mean, I know what I want, but it's like I don't want to, get ahead of myself because if in the case that doesn't happen, the good thing is if one door closes, another door opens. You know what I'm saying? So there is other opportunities for me. It's not the end of the world. If I don't win that NXT Championship, like that's not the end for me, whether it's here, there, or somewhere, But like the best thing I can say with that championship is that I don't need that championship. I feel like I'm what that championship needs. So I think NXT will be, that NXT Championship will be restored. If I win that and I'll be able to take it to a whole new level that it's never seen, and hopefully people will enjoy this reign more than any previous reign, like I did with the North American Championship.
Well, man, cannot wait for the day. Cannot wait for the match. It's going to be fantastic. Thank you so much for the time and all the best success, man. Can't wait to see what's next.
Appreciate you.